Welcome to the London Outlook for Wednesday, the 14th of February 2024. Starting off with the economic calendar. As you can see, there's two red folder news events. The one at Frankfurt is CPI and is highly significant and will dictate the direction we trade in for the day. And then the next significant news event is the Bank of England governor speaking. Of course, we don't know what he's going to say, and thus I'd probably close out any trades by 5 p.m. Having said that, let's look at the charts and unpack what has happened. So on the 4-hour, we're still in this confirmed bearish market trend. Yesterday we actually reached the pro-trend extreme, which essentially meant that the pullback phase has achieved its objective. We then have had the pullback phase last point of supply failing and validating the pro-trend primary leg, which has as a result created this this pro-trend primary OB. Essentially what this means is that there's only reason to trade short going forward, with the only reason for longs to be either if the pullback phase is extended when we take out this high right here with a body break on the 5 minute, or alternatively if we come and take out the external range liquidity and then validate some sort of ERL reversal and then a pullback phase again based on a new swing leg. However, for the time being, focusing specifically on today, there's only reasons to short, and thus if we look at the 5 minute, it's quite easy to unpack. If we anchor our fib to the previous high of today and low of today, which has been bearish, that aligns with the intended higher time frame narrative. Unfortunately, there isn't really any clean POIs. While there is multiple window of imbalances, it's impossible to know which one is going to hold, and thus your best bet for actually taking an entry like this is probably at the extreme, where you can cover the high of the week with a reasonable stop loss and still make a good RR percentage. However, I won't be setting this position because it doesn't really make sense in the context of where we are right now, as price has to move quite a significant distance to actually reach this. I will evaluate if price gets in and around these fib levels right here, and then see if I can potentially justify why a high of the day should form here. However, remember the previous high and low of the day rules are such that by the London lull, if the new high of the day hasn't been by the London lull, if the high of the day isn't created, then the chance of the high of the day being put in by the lull or the New York high of the day is slim unless supported by red folder news, in which case we'll follow current day PA and news events to justify those high of the days. In terms of current day price action, what we can see is that price is trending to the upside, with the Asia high of the day being created and the Asia low of the day also being at play, with it looking like the Asia low of the day is probably going to be validated before the high of the day. So we'll wait for Frankfurt, and importantly this GBP CPI news, as it will dictate the direction we trade for the day. So even though our higher time frame narrative is to short, if the GBP news is positive for the GBP, then of course we can only long, and that is a mismatch with our higher time frame narrative in news events, and thus we wouldn't trade at all for today. Other than that, that's pretty much my London outlook. I'm waiting for a high of the day to form and then to be validated by either the Frankfurt session or some sort of news. Once the high of the day is validated, I'll anchor my fib accordingly and take a short position, targeting the external range liquidity right here, or if it's too far away, the average daily range. While yesterday potentially created the high of the week, trading from this area is a bit too far from the high of the week, so holding it over multiple days doesn't really make sense. So we'll just wait. Perhaps Frankfurt will create a high of the day and London will validate it, and then we can take a position such as this with the target all the way down here. Alright, so that's pretty much my London outlook. I hope you have a good London session, and we'll chat again for the end of day review.